What's up, y'all? Milsurp Mike here from Freedom Brothers, and today we have a retro battle rifle showdown for you guys between the FN FAL, HKG3, and last but not least, Springfield M1A. So we're just gonna see how these rifles perform head to head, just give you our opinions on them, see what we can do. We've got some really exciting stuff to show you guys coming up soon. Crazy collectibles, insane guns. So definitely stay tuned for that. Share, like, comment, any support you guys can give us. Also, quick side note, we really want to thank you guys for all the love and support you've been showing us so far. There's plenty more to come. The shorts are just the beginning. Full-length content on the way.
What up, Mike?
What up, Wilkie? Everybody, this is one of my best friends right here, Austin from Wilkie Shoots. He's one of the reasons why I'm out here at the range all the time, training, working hard, getting better. So, what do you think about these things right here?
Man, you know I'm a new age guy, but this is just, you know, I love guns, man. I think this is going to be real cool. This is your specialty, you know. My boy Milsurp Mike here, he loves collecting stuff like this. He's got all kind of real cool stuff that we hope to bring y'all even further in the future. And
today, retro battle rifle showdown is what we got planned here. Three of the most iconic Milsurp rifles ever. Springfield M1A, FN FAL, HKG3 at home.
They're all in 308, right?
All 308, 7.62 by 51 NATO. I know you guys might have heard us say pre-ban one or two times on this channel, but what is a pre-ban gun? Pre-ban rifles are in reference to guns that were imported or manufactured here before the Clinton era ban. President Clinton completely shut off all imports of what he called assault weapons, which was a very, very long list of things that couldn't be on the gun. One of them being something as simple as this little shoulder thing that goes up.
Kind of sounds like what they're doing now, you know?
You know, they say history repeats itself, Austin, so that's why we're here to inform you guys first and foremost, so that way things like that don't happen in the future.
We got an American, a Belgian, and a German all coming out and going to the range together today, which is it's kind of weird, but
sounds like a bad joke.
Feels like a bad joke, Mike. Let's see what the Americans had to offer.
The M1A, designed to not only replace the M1 Garand, it was actually going to be the sole service weapon for the United States military. So they were trying to combine submachine guns, sniper rifles, and battle rifles all into one platform, which is why I kind of think it tanked so hard. You know, it's a very underrated weapon for what it was. It didn't see too much use because the intermediate cartridges started coming out, 5.56, lighter, still able to punch out at far distances. So it just...
Well, doesn't the military still use these today in a DMR role?
I believe they do. They have gone through further iterations in the future, like the EBR kits and the Mark 14s, things like that.
I just remember the movie Black Hawk Down.
Hollywood, man.
That's
Nowadays-
real. You can't say that's real. It happened. The vets are gonna be like Hollywood. I think they still use these for special purposes, not like an active duty weapon though. That's what
Dude,
I'm saying.
if I'm in the military right now, this is no hate against vintage rifles. You guys know I love vintage rifles. It's what I am. I'm Milsurp Mike. If I was in the military right now and I got this thing, I'm fucking deserting. The guy who guards the tomb of the forgotten soldier. This is what they're doing drill with. It's a drill rifle.
I think it's a special purpose rifle. I don't think it, like I said, or
Yes, the M14 is still in limited service.
Limited.
which is like a special
Sniper
purpose.
design sniper and designated mark
DMR rifle.
by Green Berets in Iraq and Afghanistan. Carried by the Navy on ships. Used in the Army's Old Guard and the Air Force Honor Guard. Like we were saying, the color guard.
Listen, we might rely on some of you guys in there to fact check us on some of this stuff.
So, you know, what is that cool flash hider on the end? What does that do? It's just flash.
It hides the flash.
Well,
Piston-driven gun, similar to an AK. I believe it's a long-stroke gas piston in here.
okay, that's pretty sweet. And you know, it's reliable. It's got a sling mount right here, so you can mount a sling up. I know this thing is freaking heavy, especially toting 308 all day. Probably
They're beefy guns, and there's not much designed for recoil mitigation, you know, but it does have a rotating bolt. It rides on a cam.
Where did this evolve from, Mike?
It did evolve from the M1 Garand, which is why it looks so similar stylistically, but it did reduce some weight, higher capacity magazines. They shoot faster than the M1 Garand. You know, it's just the stripper clip design from the M1 Garand really got phased out. And magazines, you know, magazines were the future. The trigger, nothing too fancy, standard mil-spec trigger. Has a really nice wall once you do get there. I want to say it's somewhere between 4 and 5 pounds. About 3.5, 4 pounds probably, give or take.
Yeah, probably somewhere around there. You know, I could see this being a decent marksman rifle, you know, especially with a little trigger work. I'm probably dial it in.
See if we can get you guys a real close up on that. There's the wall.
Let me see that stock real quick. Can you put anything in that?
Oh yeah, actually, right underneath the shoulder thing that goes up, we do have a spot for the cleaning kit.
What is this for right here? I can stick my finger in there.
Yeah, they've got that nice little hole cut out for your selector switch, in case you were issued a fun one, which is another reason why these guns kind of got phased out so fast, was because these in fully automatic are incredibly uncontrollable. The recoil is insane. If we turn the rifle around, this little notch right here perfectly fits the rim of a 308 projectile. Kind of hard from this angle, but boom. Now it completely cuts off the gas from the op rod system, so it's not going to try to cycle the next round when you fire your blink for your rifle mounted grenade.
All right, enough about the American. Let's go to Belgium real quick. This brake definitely looks different, Mike. Can you tell me a little bit about this one? It more looks like a compensator than a brake.
So yeah, this one, it's still a flash hider, but it does a little bit more for recoil compensation, I'd say, than the M1A does. This one really directs the gas a little bit more, so it tries to keep it stable on all sides.
Well, that's pretty sweet. Okay, I see a sling mount here. We got a bipod on this one, so that's pretty sweet. You can pull that out, and now you can mount up to anything. It does have a little play in it too, so you can get those angle shots. I see. That's
For sure.
pretty sweet right there.
Kind of doubles as a foregrip if you
So
think
if I
of it
wanted
like
to
that.
take this off and put another bipod on it, could I do that? Is there-
Yeah, this is removable. You know, not all of them come with bipods these days. They're actually pretty rare to find, but very nice feature how it goes straight into the handguard, so it's still very comfortable to hold while
Yeah,
firing.
That's really not bad at all. I do kind of like that a lot. And I do see the adjustable gas right behind your front sight right here.
Yep, that is one thing that I really love about these rifles is you have a lot more play with the adjustable gas. You know, your gun starts getting dirty, maybe it's mucked up a little bit and it's not cycling completely. Just open it up, overgas it a little bit, and help it cycle a lot more smooth.
Not
One of
right.
my favorite features on this gun, the carry handle.
Oh, that's awesome.
Super nice, especially with these beefy 308s. Just being able to handle it. It's perfectly balanced on the carry handle as well. Very nice feature. Folding stock, not only easier to store, but also still weighted pretty well. little bit front heavy when you have it folded up like this.
Yeah, but I feel like if I'm going through a door or something, I won't bump anything or knock it around.
100%. If for whatever reason you had to use this thing for CQB, it does make it a little bit better than something full length 22-inch barrel like this guy.
Hey, look, I don't know much about these, but I'm sure back in the day, there have been, or probably still today in some countries, they've probably been clearing some buildings with those suckers.
I'm sure.
Probably looks pretty funny, but hey,
Also,
whatever
I don't
works.
know if you can get a little close up on this lug right here. Some of my favorite folding stocks, the lugs on these are super heavy duty. Also, on the rear sights, you have one for 100 yards, flip it up, 250 yards. Just
That's
a little
pretty
bit
cool.
more precise of a peep sight.
Yeah, I see that on there. That's pretty cool. It tells you and everything too. So, what about the trigger on this one? You want to give them a...
Let's give her a little test. Not as much travel to the wall as the M1A. Wow. Good bit heavier though. I'd say that's more like a 5.5 pound, maybe almost even 6 pound on this guy.
Let me try that out real quick. Let's see. Okay, there's that first wall. Oh yeah, feels a little heavier than the M1A personally.
Good bit heavier.
Good bit heavier, yeah.
Hey man, military guns.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
it's not supposed to have a hair trigger.
It's not
very right.
right. And last but certainly not least, let's go to Germany real quick. Well, not technically, because this PTR was actually made in the USA, but the majority of them, especially the early ones, were made with German parts kits. So if you've got one at home, definitely take it apart, check for those markings. You may have something good in there.
And also, please try to comment and make this man shoot his HKs, because he does have a good set of these. You know, he's got the, what is it, the 91, the 93, and the 53.
You know what? I did bring a surprise for you today.
Ooh,
But we'll get to that later. For now, let's talk a little bit about what this gun has to offer. So we do have sling mounts. Obviously, military guns always going to have a sling mount. But that roller delayed blowback system is probably the thing that really sets this rifle apart from any other. That notorious HK slap, man, tough to beat.
Pretty gun, man. It's really nice. And I do see it has a bird cage on the end.
Yeah, this one more similar to the M1A style flash hider, but a little bit more modern, you know, not as large. That's how actually the early style FN FAL muzzle brakes were.
Is this one any newer than these two? It looks like it might be a little newer.
It is a little bit more modern than these other two guns right here. These ones still seeing relevant use all throughout the world, like the FAL. Not so much this guy. But yeah, a couple other unique features about this gun. This one does have a pick rail mounted on top, but the early HK G3s would have had the claw mounts. This one does have the 3-position lower, safe, what we call economy mode, and then what we call fun mode. You can imagine what those two would do. I mean, not too much else to say. They did have different furniture options for these guys, like retractable stocks. Let's go on ahead and check the trigger out real quick. Let's see where that wall is. Very light to get to the wall. I like that. Once you're at the wall, a little bit heavier than the M1A also. Very, very close to the FAL. Maybe a little bit lighter than the FAL.
Yeah, it's better than the FAL, but not as good as the M1A.
I agree.
Okay, well, this stock doesn't look like you can put Skittles in it or anything fun, you know. I can't take my MRE, you know,
Okay,
cracker
but
and
one thing cool
stick it
about
in
these
there.
stocks, I will say, you see these little takedown pins, this is how you take your rifle apart. So you don't lose your pins in the field, you can actually put the pins into the stock, which is pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I'm excited. You know, I feel like I've learned a lot. Thanks, Milsir Mike.
Of course, plenty more to learn in the future. Let's get right to it then.
Well, I call the FAL.
All right, I got the M1A then.
What about me? They suck. If you guys like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, show it to your friends, hit the notification bell, and get in the comments because the comments are going wild.
Alright guys, the first test we're going to do is about 40 yards on that steel, and we got 50 on the second, and then we're at 75 on the third, and then way all the way at the end we have one at 200. So I'm just going to put 3 shots on each and see if we can hit it. I am doing the FAL, so we'll see how this works. Alright, now let's go for 200 and see what we can do. We're good up to 75.
Didn't see it. A little left. I mean, a little right, I'm sorry.
Nice.
Impact. Alright, we'll go one more.
Impact.
Nice.
Alright, after finding the sights, you know, it was pretty easy to get to 200.
And you kept it on 100, the peep sight.
Oh yeah, sweet. I didn't even think about that. I could have changed it and probably, let's try one more with the peep sight at 250, see if it's any easier.
Yeah.
Wow, right on the money.
Nice one.
2 impacts, you know. Overall, it shoots great at 200. Pretty surprised. Go ahead and let Mike see if he can reach out with the M1A.
This one doesn't have the fancy bipod on it. They did make bipods for it. We just don't have one here today. So we're going with the good old Caldwell. All right. Let's give her a go. Alrighty, let's go for the 200. This one don't have that quick flip like the FAL.
Oh, you're 2 inches too low.
Jesus. There we go.
Nice.
It could just be user error.
I think that's what it is. Now he found the sights.
Sweet. Not too bad. Not too bad. Definitely a little bit easier close up. I wish I had that quick flip sight like the FN FAL has, but you do have a lot of adjustment here, you know, crossbar style sights like the M1 Garand. So I'm sure if we get it dialed in a little bit easier to find the sights on this guy.
And today we are only using, you know, good old standard M80 ball, 7.62 x 51. Nothing special, so we're not shooting no precision rounds or anything. So now we're gonna shoot at about 50 yards, and then we're gonna try to reach out to 200. So see what the G3 clone can do with the old HK slap.
Bro, put it on 200 yards. You got it on 400 yards.
I didn't know that. Now I do. Let's try that out.
Oh! 1 inch low.
That was a hit, huh?
Hit. Too low. Impact.
Nice.
Impact. Impact.
Overall, very nice weapon.
Why don't you explain this little bill drill we're about to do, Austin?
Alright, we're just going to do a rifle bill drill. We're going to put 5 shots on target as fast as we can to kind of imitate, you know, a leprechaun attack. Because, yeah, that guy's kind of small and
3 feet.
that's about all we got. So, we're going to kill some leprechauns with this one.
Alright, why don't you start us off?
So, like I said, the bill drill is 5 shots on target using a timer. You don't have to use a timer if you don't have one, but you're supposed to use a timer. So, we'll try it out here.
I'll be it. Oh, there we go.
So here, those 5 shots, you know, the first 2 were right here, and then that 308 kind of mustered away from me a bit, so I missed one. What we call that is a dead baby, sadly, because if you miss your target, you have a chance of hitting a baby, so. Alright. Alright. He was at 161. He did beat me.
And I didn't miss a single. Oh!
Yeah! We got another dead baby on accident. Well,
No, I skimmed it. I skimmed it.
Well, I guess if he had legs, well, it is a leprechaun, so you hit him in the leg. We'll give you that one. And then that one, and those 2. And that one. You shot better than me. looking good. Let's see what the G3 clone can do. All right, Stilly, let's try to incapacitate this man.
All right.
Decapitate is what I was looking
Let's
for.
dome him.
Let's dome him up, man.
Ready.
All right. Shooter ready? We're all
Ready.
safe?
Off save.
Listen for the beep.
Oh, that was terrible.
Stilly shot him one time. One is better than none, guys.
No,
Just
was it?
remember, you hit him right in the throat.
That
and
first
then-
one.
And then, you know, he veered off a little bit. But we're not going to hold it against him.
Still a pretty good group.
No, he hit 2 of them because he actually shot 6 rounds right there.
Oh.
Slow it down, you'll see.
All right, Mike, after we shot these, you know, we took out a leprechaun, shot at 200. What are your opinions? What do you think? What's your favorite?
Man, to be honest, of course, I love all 3 of them. Each one has their pros and their cons to them as far as platforms go. But so far, my favorite today, this guy right here, FN FAL. I just think it's the most versatile of the 3. Very comfortable, very easy to just kind of aim, you know, not even aiming down the sights, just point of aim, point of impact. A lot easier for me on the bill drill compared to the other 2. What are you thinking, bro?
The recoil impulse on the FL definitely was my favorite. Bringing it out to 200, I had a much easier time. You know, you flip that to the 250 on the back like you showed me earlier. I did not know that, but now that I do, as soon as I did it, I was pinking pretty easily with it. So, you know, as far as feel and versatility goes, I like the FAL the most too. I agree with you.
HK all day. That's all I gotta say.
Don't you guys forget to comment your opinions too. You know, we know we're doing some goofy stuff here, but we're having fun. And the most important thing we want to do is kind of bring you guys along with our journey. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell us what you guys think.
And call me out on my shooting, because I gotta practice. Leprechauns did not stand a chance.
They don't stand a chance ever
Hey,
with
Wilkie.
that. What's up, man?
Remember that surprise I was telling
Oh,
you?
What
about?
is that?
It's the real one right here.
Oh, that is a real one.
HK91.
HK91. Oh,
What
that's
that one
beautiful.
do?
Whew. Much smoother than the PTR.
All right, who wants to dump the last couple?